Well, last November, I wrote to the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, urging them to investigate Exxon's $60 billion blockbuster merger with Pioneer, one of the largest mergers in energy industry in 2 decades. I warned that Exxon's deal and Chevron's announced merger with Hess had the red flags of anti-competitive behavior. I warned that these deals could open the floodgates to more consolidation, less competition, higher prices, just to pad the profits of the largest oil companies. It turns out I was right. Since last November, there have been at least 4 multi-billion-dollar mergers announced among America's large oil companies. And in all of 2023, there was an astounding $250 billion worth of oil and gas deals. So today, I authored a letter joined by 50 of my Senate and House Democratic colleagues in urging the FTC to increase its scrutiny over this wave of oil mergers, to see if the mergers violate antitrust laws. Big oil is alarmingly getting even bigger, and the FTC must investigate for the sake of consumers, workers, small businesses, because when oligopolistic behavior reigns, costs go up, and the public pays the price. History has shown that when America's largest oil companies go through consolidation, it eventually leads to higher gas prices. According to the Government Accountability Office, the GAO, the 5 biggest mergers of the 1990s and 2000s led to tangible spikes in prices, particularly the merger between Exxon and Mobil, which I fiercely opposed as a congressman at that time. I've always said that one of the greatest mistakes of the Democratic administration in the 1990s was to allow this merger between Exxon and Mobil, as well as the merger between Chevron and Texaco, because as we saw, competition greatly suffered and costs went up for consumers. That's why I strongly opposed those deals back then. When we look back, you say, how the heck did even a Democratic administration allow Exxon and Mobil to merge, Chevron and Texaco to merge? But sadly, history's repeating itself when it comes to oil mergers, although the Biden administration has not been supportive. And let's not kid ourselves. These mergers aren't just about efficiency or lowering costs. These mergers are about buying out the competition so the newly consolidated industry can boost profits at the expense of consumers. And these profits have become the jet fuel, so to speak, for a record wave of stock buybacks and grotesque levels of executive pay. In January, Chevron announced $75 billion in stock buybacks, which will cut the number of shares by as much as 20%. Exxon likewise announced another $35 billion in buybacks for this year and next. These are just 2 examples of many. Americans, meanwhile, will continue to feel the sting of big oil's greed every time they go to the pump. That's why we're calling on the FTC to look into this pattern of consolidation announced in recent months and step in if necessary.